Fear. An ancient emotion that is probably as old as time itself. It is seen exhibited in every being and in every animal. From the lowliest of cowards to the bravest of heroes, it is felt by all. It is the aroused feeling that is induced when a danger of some sort is perceived. This perception of danger can cause a change in behavior which can exhibit itself as fleeing, hiding, or freezing due to the perceived traumatic event or events. Many writers, artists, poets, philosophers, and so forth have talked about fear, what it is, its importance, and how to conquer it. Today, we are going to look at two of these individuals, Death Grips and H.P. Lovecraft. If you like analytical videos and a deeper meaning of hip-hop culture and art, and its connection and relation to other mediums, then subscribe and stay tuned for more videos like this. Death Grips is a modern, experimental hip-hop group that hails from Sacramento, California, and are considered trailblazers in the music scene today. Their sound contains a mixture of hip-hop, rock, industrial, and many other influences. It is mainly a rough, aggressive, frantic cacophony of sounds with loud, oftentimes screechy vocals layered over it by the main vocalist, MC Ride. Their topics are many, but the one that is pressing for today's video is their exploration of fear and paranoia. The other creator we are going to look at is H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft was a 20th century science fiction horror writer who is considered the founder of cosmic horror. His stories span an entire mythos where strange aliens and horrid beings come into contact with unsuspecting victims, which end up yielding horrible and mysterious results. Both these creators examine fear as one of their main themes, and in their exploration of that ancient feeling, reveal its double nature. In this video, we are going to explore the sides of fear that each creator reveals in their respective art form and creations. In Death Grip's exploration of the human soul, we get to see what paranoia and the darkest of fears look like, as well as seeing where it comes from and what can feed it, and what the ramifications of that fear is. Opening up in track 1, Get Good, of the Money Store album, MC Ride, the main vocalist of the band, goes into a trance-like singing of the hook. The hook repeats itself over and over and over again, very fast and frantic-like, and is basically talking about getting got or getting killed. Who is in danger of getting killed is up to the listener. It could be MC Ride, or it could be someone else. Ride talks about blood rushing to his head, which suggests some form of fear or anxiety. Later on, he states in verse 1, "The Ave with black cat fish telling waves of stratus," and in this line alone we see references to a black cat, which is a symbol for bad luck and evil, and this cat is fish telling him. As cats eat fish, it seems that he is being chased by some evil entity. Whatever it is unsure and unclear, but it costs MC Ride great discomfort and pain as time goes on. Right off bat, we get the mood set for us. A frantic and paranoid man is running away from some dark thing or someone in an environment that is not too welcoming. In just the first few lines, we get the inner workings and perspective of the world that surrounds that man. And it is not a pretty one. And this is just the beginning. In other songs, we get to go further into this mania, and we see more allusions to what this fear and paranoia is and looks like.
Throughout most of his records, Ride conveys that he has chosen a dark path in songs like
and that his path brings with it danger, trouble, and other humans who want to do him harm. A lot of these fears seem to be projections of his inner workings though, as he mentions that he is on drugs constantly, which further feeds this fear and anxiety that he is experiencing. This adds a level of complexity to the fear, for we do not know if it's even real. It could be a mixture of real dangers and fake ones, but regardless of whether that is the case or the latter, it still sends the listener and MC Ride down a spiral of more terror that is matched by very few. The paranoia takes hold, and we don't know what to do. This leads into the next insight on the matter of fear, which is what causes it. MC Ride describes in Lost Boys a group of people who are lost to society, people who live on the fringes, surrounded by danger and constant threats to one's life, safety, and well-being. The environment plays just as much of a role as the inner workings do to create this reality of fear and paranoia. There are external threats, such as cops. As Ride states,
Tailpipe dragging, volume blasting, going on my brain. Red light flash, good stuff I smash.
All these things further amplify the fear that Ride is fighting with on the inside, and it is tearing him apart. He lives in a community where there is danger all around him, which constitutes the real dangers. But then you go on to mix that with his use of drugs, and things get worse as they mess with his already fragile brain to take things to a whole other level. The environment and these drugs culminate together into a dark frenzy to create a dark, panicky world that Ride lives and tries his best to survive in. The next thing the album chooses to explore is the ramifications of such fears and paranoia. Ride gets damage done to his mental state and health as he is thrown into depression and other states due to these external and internal factors. Ride causes damage to property and perhaps even other people in this lunatic state. The other thing that Ride shows is how others act when affected by the same fear. In the song I've Seen Footage, Ride talks about all the crazy things that he has seen, which is no doubt due to the paranoia and fear that runs rampant in his environment. Kids getting killed by cops, ambulances running over pedestrians, child soldiers, and so much more. We see the unfortunate and terrifying results of living in a world where fear is a constant presence. We see how paranoia distorts one's reality and turns something that would otherwise be normal into a frenzied world that allows no moment of peace and stability, but a constant rat race to nothingness. A race towards something that can only end in disaster, both to the individual and to those around them. What Death Grip shows about fear is the paranoid side of it, what causes it, and what can continually feed it, and the results of acting upon such fear. To Death Grips, fear is not just external, it is also internal, and it acts upon itself and feeds upon itself to make itself greater. Fear can come from the external, but when one adds the internal, and substances and effects such as drugs that can amplify that, one's world twists and turns, combining with the already real fear to create a world where you don't know fact from fiction, which is a real danger, and this thought itself makes things even scarier. That is what is meant by fear, feeding on itself to continue to grow. That is what is meant by fear.
Of the internal realm, of the soul.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos and analyses just like this. If you see what I'm seeing, or not, let me know in the comment section, and why. Thanks, and peace.